So there you can see I took that edge off, flattened that up a little bit so it wasn't so round. And that way, when I strike my wedges, there's a lot more surface contact on there instead of that round bulge which dents into the middle of my wedge and dents it out. So this will give me more contact. But I didn't flatten it out all the way. You can see I left a little roll on the top and bottom. That's because sometimes you're not always straight on. So if I had ground that off to square and I hit it like that, just slightly off, then that would actually cut into the plastic of the wedge and chip away at the wedge faster. But this way, if I get a direct hit, when I get a direct hit, it's solid, more surface contact, better for it. You can see on both these axes now, there's a lot more surface contact instead of having that round back end on my axe. You do get a wedge that's all boogered up, and you've sawed into it a little bit, and you've got this chewed up end, but you still got a lot of good wedge. You can tune your wedges up with your miter saw. So this is what I do. I get that bevel on the front so I can stick it in my kerth again. Now, what you see me do here is a little bit dangerous, so if you do what I do, hey, you be warned. Don't cut your fingers off. Plastic gets hot. So anyway, you can see that gives me a little sharper edge again. You want to take off your plastic conservatively. You don't want to just whomp in there because it'll get hot and melt and gum up all kinds of stuff. But that way, this wedge can get into that kerth more. So when you got that thin cut, you can stick it in there versus having that all chopped off and flat. It won't even fit in your cut. Other things you can do is, like, you get the top end boogered up, these lips can chip off and hit you in the face, knock your teeth out, cut your face, cut your eye. So you want to trim those off, and if you can, you want to square the top off too. So I use my miter saw for that too. So I reflatten that top off, and now I'll take the wang off the side. And there you have it. That's how I tune up my wedges. So I've got a flat surface again. I don't have a big wang wing on the side to get caught up when I'm pulling it in and out of my pouch. And there's still a little bit on there, but I'm not too worried about that. It's not a big sharp edge or a hook or a piece that's going to break off. And I got my tip back on. It's all chewed up from getting sawed on, but now it will fit into my kerth. So that's how I tune up my wedges. You guys can do it your own way. You know, in the woods, I take my axe and I shave it. I knock all that stuff off. But when I get home, I use my miter saw to tune it up. All right, George Williams Sr. Tips and tricks. Happy falling. Talk to you later.